My name is Tanya Joy, and I am the executive director of Springtide Music Festival in Uxbridge. We are going into our sixth year of presentation, and we are a June festival, 3 days, celebrating artists from across Canada in several venues in our downtown. So, one of the first things that we looked at is how we could accommodate more artists to stay longer in our community. We really do have a small town kind of charm and atmosphere to our festival. So, the idea that we could have them, fall in love with it like we do is really, kind of at the heart of our festival. Another was looking for opportunities for those artists to perhaps perform or connect, giving them another revenue opportunity, like an alternate performance that they wouldn't have normally had during the festival schedule. We reached out to Moon Fruits, it's a duo, and they have a young son. So we created an opportunity for them to come into town a few days prior to the festival, and we put them up in a beautiful space. They were able to have some leisure time and have their time performing at the festival. But we also created another opportunity for them to perform at our senior center. And so we put together a concert, and it was a really great turnout. So overall, it was a nice kind of giving back to the community and engaging with the artists as well. And then we brought in Luke Wallace from Vancouver. So he stayed for a week. So he was able to capitalize on a few opportunities in the city and then come and stay with us from Wednesday until Sunday. He was sort of billeted by some volunteers of ours. We had Luke go to our Uxbridge Secondary School and interact with some of the songwriting students. And he put together a workshop for them. Luke was very open in dialogue. And so it does open up other ways of solving problems. And it just became really easy. He was interested in more, more, more instead of like, oh no, time. I think that more time gave him more opportunities to engage, and that was what was right for him. So it certainly enhanced his experience and made the most of a flight from Vancouver to Toronto. And on the other side, Moonfruits, they're trying to figure out how to realistically manage their career, which they're very dedicated to, and their family, which are very dedicated to. That speaking to that piece of bringing artists in, having them stay in our community and spend some more time and develop our relationship.
Oh, the good old petrol game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old petrol game. Oh.
As well, we wanted to create an opportunity for our local artists and our visiting artists to spend some time together networking and getting to know each other so that they could continue their relationship. Inside of the festival, we created an open mic scenario where anybody could come out and play, and it was a public performance in front of whoever was in the restaurant at the time, and it was really successful. It was very informal and casual, and we've got some great photos and stories of people kind of connecting in that way. I think it helped to make everybody feel at home and feel comfortable. We attempted to do an after festival gathering with volunteers and any artists who were spending the weekend. And that was very lightly attended. It seemed like people were kind of getting on with their week. It just wasn't as big as what we thought the potential could be for that. One of the newer things that we tried this year, typically we've had artist hospitality provided at one business in town that serves food. Artists would have a ticket, and they would present that ticket, and they would be able to choose from several menu items. And in this case, we created prepaid visas of a certain denomination that they would be able to take to any venue. More businesses could benefit from having our volunteers and our artists visit, to suit their own needs. It just opened up the gamut for people to be able to, suit themselves. We created a suite of gift cards. Anybody that we accommodated for more than one day was offered an opportunity to choose from either our massage therapy option or our salt cave. I really loved this initiative. We're bringing on an artist this year to advise and strengthening the program, and also to work with our team to administer it better. Over time, we'll get better at administering it. It'll be a bit more of a smooth process. It's a fairly, ambitious undertaking to try and activate all of these things inside of what we normally do. It really broke down the barriers between myself as a buyer and the artist who's coming to perform. Hopefully, the direction that things are going is where people can be a bit more open to and creative about solving, different needs. I think I can relate to a lot of the stresses of being a touring musician, trying to, spin all of these plates at the same time, and really being at a high risk of burnout. Having that experience from the artist side myself, it became really clear that to be able to impact that for people would be a welcome change. We're creating longer term sustainability, knowing that, we're all not going to burn out. It's valid to ask for what we need. It's okay to ask. The major shift from the status quo is, my first answer is not no. It's more like being respectful to myself by giving myself space and opportunity to consider and be creative and empathetic in my response. I am a grinder. I still am, work long hours. With everything I've done since, I weigh the value of doing it versus not doing it for my health and the health of my team. You start to recognize answering the needs of others strengthens the whole, and creates stronger relationships and a more sustainable industry, I think.